This is After Effects Apprentice, Lesson 9, Comp 5. We're going to learn how to do green screen. And After Effects is awesome for compositing green screen. And so, the first thing we need to do is stabilize this footage. If you'll notice, there's some camera movement to this action. And we need to find a place where these tracking marks, where there's a place where the actors don't cross them, and the only ones where that happens is right here, these left two. So we're gonna, editing wise, this character is going to be in motion anyway, so we will just pick him up right there where that editing mark is clear. So I'm going to adjust our render bar, so it's just there, and we will take it all the way to the end. Now, in a perfect world, what we would want to do is we would want to pick diagonal tracking marks, like from here to here, and that will give us the most accurate interpolation. We don't have that luxury because our characters cross all of those points at one point or another. So we will end up tracking from this upper left corner to this lower right corner. So we will select that layer, we will hit track motion. We do want the PXE Europa track. We want it to be, we want to stabilize, and we want to stabilize position and scale. We want to edit the target to that footage. And we want our options to be luminance, because we've got two different colors of green here. And we want the adapt feature on. Well, actually, we want to do extrapolate motion. All right. So now we've got our tracking points. So we will set tracking point 1 right there, and we'll let it read that whole square. And we will click, undo. We will click and drag down here. So then we will analyze this data. And we will apply it. All right. So that's worked out pretty well. And you'll see that we have this second layer, this background, that they're going to be on top of it. So when they shrink down, basically to stabilize and keep their size the same, we've had to, we lose the bottom a little bit. And so I'm going to hit P, and we're going to position that to always be the bottom, so that we won't reveal the artifice of cinema that way. So that bottom is always pinned, and the rest we will make all go away with green screen. And so what we will do is we will go to, let's go back to standard. We will go to keying, and we want to use key light. That is the green screen plugin of choice. First thing we'll do is we'll take screen color, I'll click on the eyedropper and we'll tell it to make green go away. But there's a bit of weirdness going on, especially here at the edge of the green. And so we will fix that by going into screen matte, okay, which gives us now this, we are viewing screen matte mode, and we want to make this extremely black and white. So we'll twirl down screen matte, and we want to adjust this until everything is pure black, including the edges, and then we'll drag this left until everything inside of their world is pure white. And now when we go back to final result, we have a much cleaner key. I'm going to drag the black, because you see how we've got this little bit of black edge still right here. So I'm just going to adjust the black until it disappears. Okay. So now our key looks pretty good. We just need to make our worlds match a little better. I'm going to click here. Another thing that we will do to help soften these edges is we'll take our D-spell bias and we will click on some medium color flesh tone to help match that. And now let's take a look. Okay, so now let's make everything is a little too sharp around here. So let's blur this 0.5. Let's look at screen shrink and grow. We will set that at -1.1, and it'll clip into them a little bit more, and we'll then set our softness here to 3 to make those edges not so sharp. Alright, so now our green screen is looking pretty good. Now we just need to make the whole composition sort of match better. And the way we will do that is, one, basically the background should be out of focus. So let's go to blur and sharpen, and let's go to camera lens blur, and we will drag that to our background layer. And that is set out of focus a little bit. Let's might be a little too much. Let's try 3. Alright, so that looks better. Let's add a new adjustment layer. And we will pick a ellipse, and we will fill that in. And we're going to make a vignette here. Vignette. And so we want to cut out the middle of our vignette, so we'll set that at subtract. And then let's go to color correction, and let's go to levels, and we'll drag that in there. And then we want to darken, the mask is now on the outside here, so we want to darken our corners. And let's feather our mask. Let's try 150. And then I'm going to hold down the command button. We've got selection picked, and I'm just going to tweak our mask so it's not so perfect. So this is on top of all these layers so that we can kind of help blend them together. And right here it seems a little too sharp, so I'm going to increase our feather to 250. And that makes it a lot nicer. And then I find decreasing saturation a little bit will also help. So let's add a new adjustment layer, and I'm going to name that CC for color correction. And let's go to hue saturation. We'll drag it in there, and we will just bring down the saturation a little bit. And I'll click it on and off so we can audition the change, just to make the whole thing a little more believable. So now our guys seem like they are in a more dimly lit space where the light is just kind of coming from the background, and render something that looks like that.